Hey everybody, and welcome to another LEGO Sonic review here on my channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at Super Sonic vs. the Egg Drillster. This is set number 76999, and it comes with 590 pieces and is recommended for ages 8 and up. And we're going to start by taking a look at the minifigures that are included in this set, starting with Super Sonic. And I think this is a pretty great looking minifigure with a lot of really cool detail. Sonic does come with a pretty angry looking facial expression with some red eyes, as well as a chest print and then dual molded legs with some printing on the side of his feet. And as we make our way around to the side of Super Sonic, you can see that he does come with some skin tone arms to match his chest print, as well as some white minifigure hands to represent the gloves that the character wears. You can also see that the quills on the back of Super Sonic's head are pointed upward, which is a pretty cool and accurate detail of this version of the character. And the last thing I want to mention is if we take a look at the back of Sonic, you can see that he does come with a back print as well. The next figure we're going to be taking a look at is Shadow. And just like with Super Sonic, I do feel like this is a really cool and great looking figure. You can see that Shadow is rocking a pretty angry looking facial expression, which is something that I actually appreciate because it makes this version of Shadow different from the one that came in Shadow's Escape. Shadow also comes with a chest print, leg printing, and some arm printing as well. And as we make our way around to the back of the character, you can see that he also comes with some dual molded legs, as well as some red printing found on the quills, which I think is just a really cool detail for the character. Overall, I'm pretty happy with this character's design, and I think it's a great looking figure. Next up, we're going to be taking a look at Dr. Eggman, and just like with Super Sonic and the Shadow figures that are included in this set, I also think this is a pretty great looking figure. Dr. Eggman does come with an exclusive molded piece that includes his head and body, and you can see that there's some pretty good printing on the chest there. You can also see Dr. Eggman is rocking long minifigure legs that also have some printing on them as well. The only downside to having Dr. Eggman's body be one piece is there is no articulation in the head, but I personally don't mind this design choice as I do feel like this figure looks great overall. Taking a look at the back of the figure, you can see he comes with the back print as well. Also included in this set are two brick-built Badnik enemies. And we're going to start by taking a look at the Egg Pawn, which I think is a pretty great looking and cute build. The detail found on the face is a print and not a sticker, which is really great. And I do like the overall shape and design of the build as well. You can see that the build is primarily red, but the yellow and gray found throughout does help complement its design. And LEGO also included two ball joints in each of the arms for a little bit of articulation. Lifting up the head of the Egg Pawn will reveal an animal companion on the inside, which is a really cool detail because when you defeated enemies in the classic Sonic games, these animal companions would come out of them. The other enemy that is included in this set is called the Gunwing. And I also do like the look and design of this build as well. Taking a look at the back of the build, you can see that there is a crate coming out of his back, but we'll talk about that in just a moment. And the build has a primarily gray color, but I do think that the yellow, black, purple, and red complement it well. The gun on the front of the build can articulate a little bit, but as you can see, it's a pretty fragile build, so you have to be careful. But I do appreciate the attempt of giving this build a little bit of articulation as well. The gun wing also comes with a clear stand that gives it the effect of flying. And if we remove the crate that I talked about a minute ago, you can see that there is another animal companion on the inside. This time it's a cute little green rabbit. And again, as a fan of the classic Sonic games, I'm a huge fan of this inclusion. This set also comes with a mini side build that includes a lab and breakable wall. And we're going to start by taking a look at the breakable wall that is included in this build. You can see that it's got a pretty cool gray and black checkerboard pattern, and you may notice that there is a single orange piece found in the middle of the build. And that's because my set came with the correct pieces but in the wrong color. I've built a lot of LEGO sets and I've never had this happen before. And while this most likely won't tie to your experience, I did feel like it was worth mentioning in my review. The lab build that is included is a rather simplistic design, but it's got some cool details. The shelf found at the left side of the build comes in 3 different sections and has various items attached to it. This build also includes a chair and desk, which has some really nice printed detail of the bubble shield and a picture of Shadow and Maria. And Shadow can also fit nicely on the chair as well. And we're finally ready to talk about the main build for this set, which is the Egg Drillster, which I think is a really cool looking build that fans of the franchise as well as kids will enjoy. Found at the front of the Egg Drillster is, well, a drill. The drill is only made up of a couple of pieces, but I do like its overall look and design, and I do think that the dark gray and yellow colors complement the rest of the build well. And a really cool play feature about this build is if you take the Egg Drillster and push it along a table, you can see the drill actually rotates as you push it along. There are no stickers in this set, so all of the detail you see is either brick built or printed onto the vehicle. Here's a quick look at the back of the Egg Drillster, which has a surprising amount of detail and looks really great. Another cool play feature about this build is you can take the seating area of the Egg Drillster and lift it up and it becomes its own hovercraft, which is a pretty respectable build in its own right. If we take a look at the inside, you can see that there are a couple of studs for Eggman to sit. There's also a transparent orange piece found on the back of the hovercraft here, and this build comes with 2 flick missiles. The inclusion of this hovercraft is another design choice that I appreciate with this build, because when you defeat the Egg Drillster in the classic Sonic video games, Eggman does fly away in a similar hovercraft design. And here's a look at what Eggman looks like when he's inside the hovercraft, and I think this looks absolutely awesome and he fits into the design of the build well. The idea with this set is you take the Egg Drillster and drive it into the wall that is included in this build. As you can see, the wall does come down rather easily, but these sections stay together, which is really nice to see. But unfortunately for Eggman, this set does include a yellow speed sphere. And you can take your supersonic figure and put him inside, and launch him at the Egg Drillster, knocking Eggman off and saving the day. The Supersonic vs. Egg Drillster set retails for $80. And if you're a fan of the Sonic franchise, I do think that this is a set worth picking up. There is an affiliate link down in the description below if you wanted to pick it up for yourself and support the channel. But with that being said, I do want to thank you for watching my review, and be sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel for more brick built reviews in the future.